Yeah, I guess that, I mean, there are other Japanese Canadian writers who are not writing necessarily about the internment experience. But perhaps because it had such a profound impact on the community, well, definitely the community, it had such a long-lasting impact that ended up being passed on through the generations, down to generations that, you know, the fourth generation and the fifth generation. So there's something about what happened that, because it had such a powerful impact, that people tend to gravitate towards it in their writing. It's maybe the power of the experience, the historical resonance. So you end up sort of coming back even if you don't necessarily need to.
But Jim, you mentioned that what's the theme of the festival in Vancouver? Memory? What was it?
History and memory.
History and memory. And I remember, Kerri, when you came to my class at York, and you talked about memory. I don't remember it very well. And you showed this wonderful film, which was about that topic. I mean, memory is such a hard thing to pin down, almost by definition. It's subjective and objective, and we play all sorts of games with it, or we edit it for our own survival, or whatever. And I'm wondering about, are we talking, when we look at how, in some respects, linked Joy's work is from your work to Leslie's work, Lynn's work, is this kind of linkage? Certain themes are being brought up and dealt with in different ways. And is part of what's going on here a kind of effort to remember, or to even remember things which you couldn't remember, but which become almost like part of your memory, like the internment, from merely the extent to which people write about it, talk about it, think about it, look back on it as somehow important to the community.
I think it's a case of filling in the gaps.
Okay.
You were saying your father never talked to you about World War II.
Never.
And my parents didn't talk about it at all. In fact, I didn't find out about the internment until I was 19. It was such a shock. I thought, you know, they flew from Japan to Vancouver, they came straight to Toronto, that was it.
First class.
Yeah, well, sorry, they had my brother too in Vancouver, then here. But I had no idea. I had no idea. And so, if you will, farming the memories, you know, what they were willing to tell me, what were others were willing to tell me, I had to fill in those gaps. Plus, I couldn't speak Japanese, as some people were so good at doing. But so communication was a real problem. And I mean, one case in particular was a friend of my father's who always came to the house. His name was Ricky Matsukintaro, and he had no nose. And why? Because the Chinese gamblers cut it off. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
What a story.
Well, you know, I mean, he was a strongman for the Japanese gangs in Vancouver, and but by the time I met him, of course, he was beyond all that, and came to the house. But I wanted to know about this guy, so colorful, but I was scared of him. You know? I mean, my God, just look at him scared you. He was always kind to me. Always gave me $5 every time I saw him. Here, buy something, kid. And but you know, slowly the stories came out. Like my brother would say, "Well, I heard he was a smuggler. He jumped ship in Vancouver because he liked what he saw. Well, the rumors are he killed a few people for his boss." And it went on and on and on. And I think, wow, this guy is amazing. But I didn't know, there was no through story, right? So I had to fill in the gaps and make it up, or approaching the truth in some ways.
I have to say that I think from what you said so far, part of your project is poking holes in the model minority.
Well, that's true,
kind
too.
of portrait,
True,
right? Like
true.
that are passive, suffering, accepting their fate, poor victims. And you're saying they have much more agency and much more colorful and, you know, and full-bodied kind of people, fully living and present.
I don't deny that part, by the way.
And they're all attracted to you, smugglers and murderers and bank robbers.
Gamblers, oh, gamblers. You're right, of course.
I just want to say about memory. I think that my biggest inspiration for writing was tied to my mother. Absolutely. I had my mother passed away about three years ago now, and I felt completely bereft when she was gone because she was such a fount of images and memories and so much. And I guess because we also have this very symbiotic relationship, and even though she didn't get to go to high school or anything, and she, you know, but she had such a poet, like she was just she could have been a writer herself. She, you know, if she had more education and self-confidence, I think, and the economic means to do that. But her memories, which were, you know, the way memory is, unreliable, and then conveyed to me and my filter of unreliable, and that's why my first novel is really about unreliability in storytelling, and you know, how your memory plays tricks on you to protect you, or for better or worse. But also, I have this memory of meeting Joy for the first time, and first her book meant so much to me. And I think I cried when I came to see you, like you read, and I think I was trying to tell you how much the book, I'm now getting teary. And so years later, when I did a reading at Eaton Mills or something, I guess she was a Yonsei, a Japanese woman, came up to me and she cried about what my book meant to her. And it was such a, you know, and I think that says everything to me about, or it conveys everything about why I wrote, why I started writing, and why I still write.
Certainly an important memory for me